Hey Taurus, how's it going? Thanks so much for checking out my channel here at Reflexive Moon Tarot. Well, we are doing the readings for the new moon in Sagittarius. Now, that's basically the day that I'm recording these. So if you get this after, it is just have no fear. It is not time specific. This is just the energy that is being channeled right now. So it's renewal. It's all about renewal, and renewal in an energy that is kind of about restraint. Like when you think about Sagittarius, they are all about getting things done, but also in a way that is sustainable, and they're really great at having like detachment. So they will go for what's important, and versus, being clingy. They're not really about that life. And when you think about the card that's ruled by Sagittarius in tarot is Temperance. So it's all about emotional flow that is even and balanced. And when it comes to restraint, it's about not altering your mood so that you are able to process your emotions effectively. Because when you consume or behave in certain ways that are mood altering, it takes away from your ability to process what's going on. So, without further ado, let's get into some cards. Now, we'll start off with the Moonology deck, since we're having some extra moony energy here. And, when it comes to logistics and practicality, the new moon is just like a great point in which to mark a new month. It's lights out for the moon and start up again, right? So it's very practical to use this time to shed what no longer serves you, to begin a cycle of trying to restrain from your vices. Now, vices usually has more to do with the devil, which is Capricornian energy. And, the devil's all about shedding light on what those vices are. So that's how you get grounded in the situation. And then Sagittarius helps you to sustainably take care of yourself through that process. All right. Conclusions are within reach. So we have a full lunar eclipse. Now, this could be specifically that celestial act. Maybe you need to look at the last full lunar eclipse that happened, or at the next one, or the next lunar eclipse. It doesn't have to be specifically a full lunar eclipse. It could just be the next lunar eclipse, but I would go for the full moon eclipse and see when the last one and when the next one is, and sort of like map out how far you've come along, your losses and gains in that time as well. Like do sort of like an inventory. And especially with this being like a new moon energy, this is kind of about it's kind of about being shadowed, I would say. I'm guessing like shadow work for you. If you're able to map out the timeline of shadow work that you've done, or maybe shadow work that you need to do, especially when you are maybe under the facade that all is lit and glorious for you at this time. I would say look at that and do like some analytical work on how you're placed and how you've placed yourself or positioned yourself, what your accomplishments are, inventory work, and use that as a timeline. You're going to come to some kind of conclusion. The answers are very close for you. That's real. I'm feeling that. You may not like the answer, but it's going to be an answer that you need. All right. I'm not saying that it's going to be a bad answer, because I don't think that's possible. It is just the answer. So how you react to it and what it does for you is yours to discover. I think that's my province's slogan. The Ontario slogan. Are you from Ontario? All right. Oh, maybe the answer is in, renewing your license plate. Something so simple that is very meaningful and significant in order to, keep yourself documented appropriately on the road. Oh, look we got the tripping squirrel. So are you all over the place? Like, do you need to get yourself grounded, Taurus? Eh? And are you busy trying to run away from your discomfort over a situation? Because it is uncomfortable when you think about having to do stupid things like get your license plate sticker renewed. It costs money. It's not always easy. And, documentation is such a touchy subject for many, many people. So that's real. Sometimes you need added support. You need to get other people involved, helping you out in that. And what else? I was thinking about something that I felt was important to say. So sitting with your discomfort and oh yeah. So, and sometimes it's a lengthy process. It's just dealing with bureaucratic junk that we have to as human beings. Standing in lineups, having to fill out forms, having the cash to just be able to do something that you should just be able to freely do, when in actuality it is a privilege, and we do have systems that are set up so that things are regulated and everybody's on the same page, despite how that can also completely go wrong, right? So take care of yourself on a bureaucratic level, Taurus, if that's what this is about. And let's see what the cards have to say. So we're doing a general reading, and as per usual, some love might come through for you, some money, limitless possibilities, right? Well, let's see what we got going on. Oh, and I'm using the psychedelic tarot. We have the Ace of Swords. Oh, this came through for Aries. Maybe you're dealing with the Aries. This air energy for them was in their past. This is you in the now. So I'm guessing that's not the case. But you have to put your mind to it. There's just something that you need to put your mind to, set your mind on. And this energy is going to come through for you. I'm guessing, I'm feeling like it's about balance. When you think about all of the air signs, right? So we've got Libra, that's about balance. Aquarius, that's about sustainability, very much like Sagittarius. And then we have Gemini, which is about creativity and communication. And the dualities of energy, or the dualities that are constantly in flux. So it's not binary. It's always in motion, this life-giving and life-taking type of energy, this masculine, feminine energy. And it manifests basically in as many ways as it could possibly manifest, right? So, I digress. Let's get back on track here. So what's crossing this mental energy coming through for Taurus? Strength, reversed. So you've got the air going, you've got your own earthy type of energy, depending on what other placements you got going on for you. If this is your sun sign, then you could have completely other things going on. But your fiery energy, that energy that's ruled by Leo, which is ruled by the sun, which is about consistency. This one is also about taming your beast. So it's almost just either being brave enough to deal with the junk of perhaps standing in lines and dealing with paperwork, right? Because that can be stressful. It can be very stressful for so many reasons. And what else? Or it can just be being able to keep your cool through some situations that you're about to go through. And you really have to set your mind on it. And it looks like your mindset is exactly where you need it to be. It sounds like you just need to believe that that is the case. So what is the universe telling you right now? The universe is telling you, the universe is going to present to you an individual. Present to you an individual who maybe looks kind of sad because they might be isolated. Like they've dealt with like, what is that movie Tangled, Rapunzel. They've, they have this magical hair or something. Or, this magical power of being like emotionally content. But either way, this person is being presented to you, or the universe is telling you that you need to channel this cup of love for yourself and nurture your emotional well-being, to find the strength within you to get through whatever it is that you're going through. Now, you may need to seek out this individual. This person could have a strong Pisces placement in their chart, or, a significant Pisces placement in their chart. They could be, sun, moon, rising, or anything like that. But I would say that if this person is being presented to you, it's for a reason, or this card is being presented to you because it's telling you that you need to cut your losses or stop acting like you're at some type of deficit and start filling your cup or seeing your cup as half full. Because it really is 100% about your perception, right? Think about reality-based perception. Reality-based perception and meeting our needs, seeing things the way that we need to see them in order to get our needs met. Like, there's a lot of really strong teachings around that. So what are you going to learn? What are you going to learn about? There's this Blackfoot hierarchy of needs. And it actually, a white guy stole it, Maslow, and called it his own. But he learned from Native people exactly what it is that he claimed. So maybe it's that kind of stuff too that you need to recognize or understand a little bit more, that sometimes when you dig a little deeper, you realize the true source of knowledge. Here we got the Queen of Cups. The universe is telling you that you got some Queen of Cups energy, but you are not confident in your ability to emotionally process. It might not also be your ability to emotionally process. It could, I think it is, because like if you're dealing with jealousy and insecurity, or you're just not coming into your calling of being able to be a boss and help people and just run the show and create ideas and basically be an amazing manager. If you're not emotionally connecting with that, because for whatever reason, it could be sensory processing, it could be just having negative core beliefs as well. That is why you're feeling weak. This could also be that, like, you could just have, like, for whatever reason, something could have happened to you that took that away from you, or that, put you in a state where you had to relearn, or, basically relearn all those things for yourself. So, how are you going to connect with this inner emotional entity, that's going to help you put out whatever fire you've got that's overwhelming? I feel like this is more of an overwhelming, like, blaze of fire, like you're burning shit down. You could be taking people down with you in this state. Like, your mind is so focused but your energy output is not in alignment with what it is that you truly want to see happen. Like if we're talking about, you know, issues related to justice, if you're a warrior, which I believe is the case on some level, being the bullheaded individual that you probably are, like you need to have the mindset so that you're grounded enough to not have your flames being thrown everywhere and just like burning shit down, like burning bridges wherever you go. So this queen will help you like water your earth enough to keep that fire contained, metaphorically speaking. And I would say that it's you that has to do this. Like ultimately at the end of the day, like you're the person that's running things up here, right? Making those decisions, making those choices. You have been through some shit. You've been like probably had your heart shredded on some level. It's impacted who you are and how you see things. And we have the Empress though. You are like, this is within your, this is who you are. This is your embodiment right here. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Empress is ruled by the moon, so it's a very watery in nature, but the Empress is also about like being grounded. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, definitely ruled by Venus though. We got Venus happening right here, right? So Earth Mama, that's you. And like, it's not gender specific. It's just the sacred feminine, the embodiment of life and sustainability is something that you are very powerfully connected to. And you're going to really that's like a sort of come together in the near future. And it's probably going to be a person that embodies this, that's just going to really facilitate you to connect with similar aspects, like finding pleasure in, you know, the abundance that the earth has to offer. Like maybe you're just, you know, something as basic as like enjoying fruits and vegetables a little bit more, or juicing, or you know, just going to live shows and just sitting back and enjoying like what other people bring to the table, right? Stuff like that. That's Empress. That is like the embodiment of Empress energy, is just like abundantly enjoying the abundance. And then there's ideas that come through when it comes to that, because you're able to just be so full of joy and life that, you know, ideas flow naturally. I mean, ideas sometimes require conflict in order to come about, but at the same time, some of the really like most amazing ideas also come from being in a space of abundance, where you are privileged enough to be able to learn and take time to think things through. My screen keeps going off, so I keep swiping. Okay, so what's next? Your attitude. The King of Pentacles. Hey now. If that ain't you, I don't know what is. Literally. So you are in your prime, it sounds like. You've been through some shit, but you're in your prime. So just let that be. Like, if that's the takeaway, I feel like that, you know, this reading could definitely be done right now. But we got some more. We've got some more happening here. Okay. I would say that it looks like you need to liven up your space or celebrate your roots. Either celebrate your immediate surroundings, like either by just having some type of housewarming type of activity where you're bringing people in your home and showing that you're confident in your space, because you're not. So people see that you're not confident in your space, and people see that you're kind of not confident in your ability to renew yourself. It's almost like you're sort of stuck maybe on this pain and hurt that you've undergone. And it happens. Not like, not to like not focusing on your trauma, but it happens that we get stuck in just that ruling our lives, or that dominating how we process and move through life. So I think it's important that you show that you're like some type of vulnerability, a willingness to, and you don't even have to have other people validate you. Like, this is something that you can 100% do for yourself. Like, you don't even have to invite people over into your house. I would say this is more so about your ability to be willing to change your surroundings, to freshen it up on some level, in whatever way works for you. That could be like doing some new moon rituals that involved getting out with the old and in order to make space for the new. You may struggle with letting things go. Like, you want to hold on to things that remind you of what you've lost. That is not something that I would recommend. At the same time, it's your choice. But when it comes to how you're viewed, if you want to change how you are seen on the outside, then that is the suggestion that the cards are relaying to you at this time. But there's like a loss here. There's a loss. So I'm guessing, all of this could be like when you think about, like, the World card is coming to mind for me. So when you think about that, or when we think about that, what is the timeline of this loss that you've experienced? Or is it just like, a series of unfortunate events? Like, do you have some lemony snicket shit happening, or like happenings in your past? And that could very well be the case. So, these things, they manifest in weird ways, and they pop up, and we behave in certain ways, and we, have our vices. So be gentle with yourself is all that I'm saying. But at the same time, try something a little bit different. Try something a little bit different. And try, like, if you want this to be done authentically, it can't be done in a way where you're taking from something else or taking from somebody. It has to be you and only you manifesting this. So make something. How do you want your house to look for yourself? We got the world's reversed, and I called it. The world came through. I talked about the world, and it came through in just the way that I had been discussing. So, this is about remembering the timelines that you experience these happenings, or just know to be gentle with yourself, because maybe you don't know the specific timelines. Maybe that's not something that you can map out, because it just was like a big ball of everything bad happening all the time, right? And if that isn't the case with you, then like count your blessings and know that this might be for somebody else, and let's like send some positive energy, or towards this individual that is struggling with dealing with trauma, so that they can have some good relationships and feel confident in their ability to function. Yep. Not everybody, being able to function on an executive level, and I don't mean like CEO executive, I mean like executive functioning. That is, not everybody gets to do that in the way that is deemed normal. And if you fall under that category, you don't have any business beating yourself up over it. That's all I'm saying. Because you don't need that shit. None of us do. Especially you. All right. So the Knight of Cups. Woohoo! We got some get along, cowboy. Good times. Good times for all. Oh my gosh, this guy actually kind of looks like he's pimped out on some level. We got what is it? Saturday Night Fever. John Travolta's in the house. So we're staying alive. We are staying alive, and we got somebody that is on the same page and wanting us to do that and have a good time at the same time. So we're here for a good time. Not a long time, though. The Knight of Cups is not somebody that's going to commit for the most part. Although, like, there are people who are knights, and they are the best long-term monogamous partners ever. So that's not to say that this person is never going to stay, but I'm just saying, like, if you want a knight, if a knight's going to be committed, like, you have to be the boss. And you have to make it simple. You have to make it very simple and straightforward for them to follow. Because if it's too complicated, bye. Especially on an emotional level. So like balance and being willing to do things differently, embark on a new journey, or also to not. Like the adventure has to be a relation, like marriage. I'm cool. I don't know how adventurous marriage is. I'm sure you can take adventures on a marriage, but yeah. I would say that is not this individual's goal. Their goal is to just sort of roam free, live life, and feel free. Yep. Which is why they're so fun. So go out there and have some fun with this individual who comes through for you. And they can be emotionally supportive. But you want something that's more grounded and sustainable. And you could also actually like this could be another individual. It could be like a mother figure who comes through and tries to be a bit of a ruiner on some level. Or a jealous earth sign, but this is the Queen of Pentacles. This could be you, Taurus. I'm just saying, like, don't worry about, like, make sure that you're not being too selfish. Just sort of roll with the punches. Not punches. Oh my God, that sounds violent. Like, just sort of roll with it. Have some fun and be willing to have some fun with this Knight of Cups. But if that's not something that you consent to, obviously don't. You might be worried about... I hope that this is not like scandalous. I'm just feeling like, are you worried about your reputation? Is this person much younger than you? Are you worried about being judged? About having fun? Like, I don't know. I'm just like, it's so acceptable for certain demographics of people to have arm candy. I feel like it should be acceptable for any demographic to have arm candy. And maybe you feel like you can't afford to go out and be extravagant. But that doesn't mean that you can't go out and be extravagant. So, something to think about. We're not ending with court cards here. We got the Ace of Wands. All right. So work your magic because you got lots, and go get some, because this is very phallic in nature. And this is about having the energy to create. So it's very creative energy. It's not about like you going out there and, boning, but that could be the case. I would say that it is either that or you finding somebody to create a positive atmosphere with. And don't worry about what your house looks like. Don't worry about what the other person is going to say if they're going to talk smack about you, because you clearly know how awesome you are. And that's all that really matters. And people are always going to talk. But I get you. I totally get you when it comes to that kind of stuff, because it's stressful. Stressful, especially when you deal with small communities where people are really super passive aggressive and they say things and, you know. But let's pull an oracle card and connect with some positive affirmations that are centered in tarot. Ooh, we got the Two of Cups. So emotional balance is going to come through for you. I am the coming together of two to produce something greater than one alone. Wow. we got some action. I am emotional connection enriched by my ability to understand another person's feelings and point of view. I am commitment, willing to invest time and energy in fulfilling relationships. I forge strong partnerships through communication, cooperation, compromise, and commitment. I value the high levels of intimacy made possible by honest communication between people who are open with their feelings. Amen to that. Screenshot it. All right, Taurus. We'll catch you next time.